Hello everyone, this month it is all about dialogue portraits because I started school again and dialogue portraits is basically all that I had time to do. To make a long story short, I am completely overhauling all of the dialogue portraits in the game. I think when I started making dialogue portraits, I was a bit ambitious in the amount of detail I was putting into them, and since I'm going to have to make literally hundreds of dialogue portraits, simple is key. Because dialogue portraits in and of themselves aren't that interesting, I'm going to sort of walk through the evolution of the current dialogue portraits. So here is one of my first attempts at making dialogue portraits. As you can see, I didn't even finish them because I was putting way too much detail into each portrait, and it just wasn't feasible for the long haul. Now, here is an example of that same character in the sort of second style I was using for dialogue portraits. The main thing I was simplifying was the clothing designs, but not much in the way of features or hair, and in the end that ended up being just too much detail altogether as well. And finally, here is the current style that I'm using for dialogue portraits. As you can see, it's much simpler. And a weird side effect of that is that I think the characters look a bit cute now, which is sort of an odd juxtaposition, but might be nice since the game is quite dark. This is the first set of dialogue portraits I made using the new style. As you can see, I had a bit of trouble adapting to it, and a lot of these came out very wonky. I'm looking to go back and fix them soon, but for now they are what they are. Thankfully, I did eventually get into the swing of using the new style, and the last few dialogue portrait sets I've made I've been really happy with. The latest set of dialogue portraits I've worked on were for a character named Yetta that I'm actually really super proud of. She uses sign language to communicate, and since it's hard to communicate signing via dialogue portraits, I just had to pick what I thought was the most distinct part of each sign and drew that. Hands are really difficult to draw, which in turn made these portraits really difficult to draw. The other problem with Yetta is that when doing normal dialogue portraits, a single expression can communicate a lot of different ideas, but when you're tying each portrait to a single word, you need more portraits. And that's gonna do it for me. I wish I had more to show, but I really was short on time this month. Bye, everybody.